They go empty here. 3rd and 15. That's caught up at the 25. Picking up a lot more, getting the first down, taking it into Jets territory. That's Nick Harris as the fullback in this set. Running back is Ford, swings to the outside, has room, cuts it back, picks up very remarkable. Yeah, Robert Saleh already told, along with the GM Joe Douglas, they're back next year. As Flacco rolls to his left, fires another strike. That is in Joe. Jets need the top in almost every category. Flacco throws, caught. Can he get into the end zone? And it is a touchdown for Jerome Ford.
Njoku gets him downfield, but watch this matchup right here. 22 Adams trying to stay in man-to-man. He runs into traffic because of that route by Njoku.
Gets rid of it quickly and puts it right on the money. The gap on the ground, looking to get into Cleveland territory, and he does with a lot more. A good run. And they're going to bring him a little bit inside and then throw it over the middle to him. Inside the 10, to the end zone he goes. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson with a nice block to lead the way. So each team down the field with alacrity.
Man-to-man beater. This time we saw it with the Browns when they scored, and this time we see it. Look at the offensive line. This is a tough thing to do against that group. But we talked about Breece Hall, what he can do out of the backfield. Nice soft hands. Obviously, when he gets out in space, he just bounces off those would-be tacklers. But
2nd and 10. Inside handoff. Here's Ford again. Room to roam.
2nd and 10. And a good call there by the Browns to run it.
Ford again. Nice run again. 4-man rush. Pass caught on the Cleveland side of the 50. Kareem Hunt, the 3rd down back. He flanks Flacco, stays in to block. Pass is caught. And Juco off to the races again. Inside the 30, inside the 20, out of bounds. 1st and goal just inside the 7-yard line. Through the middle, into the end zone. Kareem Hunt. Push-ups for the touchdown. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Watch this block by 75. But Tony, what he's able to do on that trap. It was a quick hitter, downhill in a hurry.
Some of the guys getting their cleats changed. Meanwhile, this kick is fielded at the 3-yard line by Israel Abanikanda. He loses it. And the Browns are there, and the Browns think they have it, and they do. Now from the 12. Flacco. Play fake. Fires. Caught at the 5, and then gang tackle with a flag coming in there. Cedric Tillman makes that grab. Rookie out of Tennessee in all those successful years with Baltimore. Whoa, stuffed in the backfield that time. Kareem Hunt here, including Hunt to the outside. Flacco throws, and that is incomplete, intended for Tillman.
He's not afraid to state his case and what he wants, but a big stop by the Jets.
For sure, they had a 4th and 4, and they went for it. Now they start this drive. Nice run here. Play action, fires, picked off at the 30-yard line. Ronnie Hickman. All the way. Touchdown. The Ohio State rookie with the pick and the score.
And the Jets are trying to get him the football. So Hickman knows he needs to cheat that way and read the eyes of the quarterback. Ball's going to come out fast because of Garrett. So a really good job of just using his instincts in a feel. And the thing that really impresses me is when that ball is intercepted.
Banging the drums, crowd already going crazy. Thrown underneath, caught by Hall, Breece Hall. Nice move to the outside. Gets up to the 43-yard line.
Not playing tonight.
Yeah, so that 10 catches, 25 or more yards. Here's Ford. Escapes the tackle, picks up the first down. 1st and 5. Flacco rolls, throws, caught, and Njoku. There he goes again. He loses the ball though at the 40-yard line. Scramble for it at the 40. The Jets think they have it. They do.
Yeah, C.J. Mosley knocked that ball out.
To the outside goes the pass, and he cannot get away. Flacco throwing into traffic. They get a lucky break here. Moore make from the 48. Great play fake. Open. Caught to the 20-yard line goes.
Build some pieces, add some pieces around him.
Flacco on 3rd and goal. Throwing. Caught. Elijah Moore for the score.
And here he is matched up one-on-one. He's got the cushion. Watch Flacco work to the left and just kind of falls off of that throw. Gets it out early enough to give Moore enough room to be able to work towards that left boundary. Great job of setting up Reed, who's, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this guy's as good as I've seen.
Meanwhile, Simeon gets sacked back at the 18-yard line. Trash can, I think the Astros must be in town. I'm sorry. Yeah, go rip me. Out to the 34-yard line. Cloud cover tonight, but dry. Flacco going to work here. Flacco throwing, has an open man at the 18-yard line. And
you'd think the Jets would be in trouble offensively against this Browns defense, but maybe a low-scoring game. Browns offense continue to shine.
Off play action, a little flip there, and then it's picked off. That's Jermaine Johnson is going to take it all the way to the end zone. So in dire need of something great to happen, the Jets get just that. Takes it to the end zone.
Watch him elevate, come down, and then get back up and knock that ball into the air. What an athletic play by Jermaine Johnson at 6'5", 265 pounds, and then the speed to run away from Njoku. So he holds it for like 9 teams.
He played for 100 teams. On 2nd down and 7, Flacco throws. That's caught. Moore is now out. Marquise Goodwin comes in as the wideout to look for, and Flacco almost gets sacked. There he goes, throws on the run, caught inside the 30, inside the 20 goes Jerome Ford, still on his feet. Ford looking for the end zone, gets there. Joe.
The ability to just take this hit right there, and that's Quinnen Williams. He shakes that off, and now instead of running, he keeps his eyes downfield and sees Ford is able to get away from Williams and just takes it to the end zone. Everybody, remember, they have their backs turned, but what an effort by Ford still to fight to get it into the end zone.
What can I tell you, man? 2nd and 4 from the 31. Simeon throws. It's caught up at the 40-yard line. Garrett Wilson makes the catch. 2nd and 4. Simeon keeps his eyes downfield, and that tough year for Becton. He's allowed 11 sacks, taking those 14 penalties. That is Gibson, who makes the grab here, cutting across the field, gets it inside the 30, tries to put this one through from 46 yards. And he does. So that will fired over the middle, making the catch at the 10-yard line. Simeon fires and not caught at the goal line. Wilson looked like he might have a chance to pull it in. Thomas Morstead to hold. Blocked. So the Jets come away with absolutely nothing.
And they just keep finding ways to win games, and then Flacco comes over and gives them a huge spark. At 7-5, they've won 3 in a row, about to be 4 in a row.
And the ball comes out, but the whistle had blown. Not all of 15, it's 4 down territory, but most of it anyway. Simeon starts to take off, gets stripped from behind by Alex Wright, whose last kick was blocked after he took a divot on the kick. And this one is good. So the Jets on a 4th and 16 opt for 3 to turn it into at least a 2-possession deficit. Final play of the game in all likelihood. Caught. That's going to take us to triple zeros and take the Browns to the playoffs.
The end of the game.